So the iPhone 12 Pro Max has been my daily driver for almost a year now. And with all that time, it hasn't skipped a beat. Alright, so the iPhone 12 Pro Max was Apple's largest phone released to date, and it ushered in some new features, some exciting features, some features I didn't really care about. So we're actually going to get into the nitty-gritty of that. What are some of the things I actually used on a daily basis with this phone, and some things I actually just didn't. Right off the bat, the battery life. This is actually probably the most important thing that mattered to me with a bigger phone. How does it run with a lot of heavy use from photos, videos, apps, gaming? I do game on my phone quite a bit, hence I have the backbone. Serious gaming here. Like, I was actually surprised how often I can get this all the way down to like 6%, but it will still hold its own before I need to charge it. And most of the time I rarely did charge my phone. I would wake up and be like at 30% and I'll just keep going until it's like it needs a charge. But if you're actually to look at the health of this battery, it's at 92%. Do I need to say that? That's really nerdy. And this is the first time me having a bigger phone, so my expectations of having better battery was really important, and it held up. It holds up really well, I think. Now, what's really impressive is the A14 Bionic chip that's in this phone. It's stupid fast, it's powerful. I don't ever close out my apps. If you guys don't either, shout out to you all. But I just have apps on apps. Damn! Always open. Oh my gosh, this is going way back. Wow, I'm a little embarrassed how much I don't close my apps, but it just goes, and then I can just pick up where I need to. Of course, if I need to log out, but it just goes. Same thing with like Safari. Like, if I go to my history here, I always just keep tons of tabs open. Oh boy, on my phone, and it just loads up without a hitch. So that's been one really pleasing thing to see with this A14 Bionic chip. So I do want to touch on the hardware of this phone. It's actually a really nice design. I love the size of this phone. It's 6.5 inches across, and I have big hands, so like having this phone has become like my mini iPad and laptop on the go, because again, since it's so powerful and fast, I can switch between apps, do docs, answer emails, all that from this phone without actually trying to force my eyes to see much smaller. So having this large screen really helps, and the brightness of the screen is nice. I wish there was a way to actually access the 1500 nits outside of the HDR capabilities when watching HDR video, just because I want that access, especially if I wanted something brighter. So most of the time I do use this phone for production use, and so if I want to use this for like a monitor for my Zcam or anything like that, I'm kind of fighting against, which I find this being a con, fighting against the auto dimming option that just turns on automatically in this phone. I might have it at high brightness, but the phone automatically cuts down to at least half, and you can't change that because I think it's a safety feature for overheating the phone, which makes sense. But it would be nice to have full control over that for me to kind of take that risk. I know it's kind of risky anyway. You want to just damage your battery, as I was just talking about it being so great, but having that capability and using this as a filmmaker's phone, which they kind of pointed it to when he first advertised this, having full control over the brightness of the screen so you can actually see your footage or see what you're trying to see when recording stuff, that's kind of like a big deal. So that's one big con I have with this phone. I think it's just Apple in general when it comes to this, is that auto dimming really just gets in the way of trying to have this utilized as a very professional screen. Alright, let me pivot back around to some good stuff. I do like the integration of Magsafe. Of course, we have our own Magsafe accessories. This is the Magsafe case for the Pro Max, and it's a little bit stronger of a magnet, but the fact that I can actually use a car mount or an easy just tripod mount to just click on and click off, that's really useful and fast and efficient. My favorite right now is actually the car mount, but other than that, it's just very practical. It's just an easy pop on and pop off. So talking about the cameras of this phone, To be honest, I use the ultra wide a lot, like a lot. Now it does suffer more in low light because it does have the aperture does stop down a little bit more than the wide angle lens. But man, it's a fun little quick punch out, get your shot, make it look pretty epic. I don't mind the distortion on the edges, what have you. It's a fun look. You get some really unique looks out of that, I think. But for video, it's not the greatest. I think it's a little bit soft. So definitely using the standard lens, and then I normally put our tele lens on top of the standard because I don't like the way the tele looks on this phone by itself. It's a little bit too mushy for me, all things considered. I do have a love-hate relationship with the Dolby Vision HDR stuff. I tend to turn it off because I don't like that process in post right now of bringing it into Final Cut Pro and then put it into, you know, a standard timeline, because I don't really edit in an HDR timeline. So I put it in a standard timeline, and then you have to bring down your highlights, all of that stuff. So it's coming along. I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with the new phones coming out with more video features for filmmakers and just enthusiasts in general. That might be pretty exciting, but right now it never was something that kicked off for me from the start. Using the standard mode in the phone for video is just fine. And yeah, man, I feel like I'm going into the weeds right now, but hey, I hope you guys are enjoying it. When it comes to photos, a lot of times I just whip out the standard camera and then start taking photos. I've captured some really great moments of my daughter, just really fun moments in general, as we all do with our phones. And I'm very happy with it. Now, if I want to get a little bit more serious, I'll throw it into VSCO if you want to call it, and then do some editing that way. And then boom, bang, you have a really great image that sometimes you can't even tell that you shot it on the phone, which is pretty insane. The Pro RAW features I didn't get hooked on because that was a later update, and we made a video on it. It was pretty sick, but in terms of just me thinking about that, I didn't. I just went to the normal camera settings and just kind of just shot there and then did whatever. But it is a pretty powerful thing. Again, they can always improve on it. I really can't speak much to it because I didn't use it a lot. So yeah, but the overall camera system for this phone, for the iPhone 12 Pro Max, is just miles ahead, I think, in most cases. Now, people will argue Android looks better, you know, whatever floats your boat, but I like what this is doing. I like where they're headed, and it's just going to get better as, you know, their AI and all that stuff gets more intelligent. Kind of scary. Alright guys, this wraps up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, we are all anticipating the newer phones right around the corner, so I hope this gets you excited. Apple did a great job with the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and it can only improve from here. So, but yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. We are giving away our ad revenue each and every month to one of you or multiple people. And it's been exciting so far to see the engagement, the excitement, and we just want to, again, give back to the community. So until then, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.